Most businesses don't lose trust because of one big mistake. They lose it slowly through small breakdowns that compound over time. And we've talked about this in previous episodes. It could be a missed expectation, an unclear next step, a client wondering what's going on behind the scenes. Even if you're busy, even if you're getting all the things done, but they're not aware of it. None of this is a big dramatic failure. They're trust leaks. Welcome to the Trust Leaks podcast. I'm Sandra Martini, business strategist, founder of the Martini Way, and creator of the Trust Leaks framework. Each week on the show, we explore the hidden breakdowns inside otherwise successful businesses, the small operational gaps that quietly erode client trust, slow growth, and create unnecessary friction. If you've ever wondered why prospects hesitate, why referrals feel inconsistent, or why growth feels harder than it should, you're in the right place. Because most of the time, the issue isn't marketing. It's not sales, it's trust infrastructure. And today, I'm introducing something new I've called the Trust Leaks Diagnostic. It's a short assessment designed to reveal the small breakdowns in your systems, communication, expectations, and follow up. Most businesses don't realize they have trust leaks until growth starts to falter, until things start feeling even harder. Prospects might be hesitating, referrals slow down, clients ask more questions than you think they should need to. Leaders often assume that the problem is marketing, pricing, sales, lead gen, but often the real issue is much, much simpler. Trust is leaking somewhere or in multiple places along the client journey. So let's start with what is a trust leak? It's that small breakdown in the client journey that creates uncertainty, friction, or hesitation. It's the accumulation of things like unclear expectations, delayed follow ups, inconsistent communication, unclear ownership, missed next steps. When you have a client wondering what's going on, what do I do, where do things stand, it's a trust leak. Over time, these leaks can cause things like prospects hesitating, clients asking more questions, referrals slowing down, growth feeling much harder. The thing is, most businesses don't recognize the pattern. They experience the symptoms, but they're not really sure why or what's going on. So, before I go into the diagnostic, here's a quick check. See if any of these feel familiar for you. Leads seem interested, and then they go quiet. Clients ask for updates more often than expected. Projects require avoidable revisions or delays. Prospects compare you to cheaper alternatives, and you're going, what just happened? Or clients disappear at the end of a project without either renewing, asking for something else, or even referring others and giving you reviews. If you've experienced any of these, there's a good chance that at least one trust leak exists somewhere in the client journey. And chances are it's a whole lot more than one. You see, trust leaks are hard to see because they're not this big explosive thing. It's not leads dropping to zero. It's not messing up that massive presentation. It's not sending the wrong presentation to the wrong client. Those are bigger, those are dramatic. That's not a trust leak. Trust leak is quiet. It's the little dripping behind the scenes that you don't realize until all of a sudden there's a flood. Now, they usually appear as small operational patterns, things like onboarding feeling different depending who's doing it, unclear communication rhythms, delays between client milestones, lack of consistent follow up, no one owning a decision. So if we ask X and no one really owns the decision, we have decision latency, things slow down, momentum stalls. These are all operational trust leaks. On their own, none of these feel catastrophic. Collectively, however, they shape how the client experiences your business and your team. Whether your team is 1, 100, 1,000, it all shapes how the client experiences everything. You see, trust isn't built in a single moment, it's reinforced through simplicity. And there are six operational trust leak categories, and the diagnostic is going to evaluate you on those. These are where trust commonly breaks down. The first is expectation leaks. What are they expecting? Do they get what they're expecting? Do they know what to expect? Ownership. We've talked about decision latency in episode 9. Do we have defined ownership? Communication leaks. process leaks. Number five, follow through leaks. And then number six, experience leaks. These categories represent the most common places where trust quietly erodes across the client journey. The diagnostic itself includes 25 questions, very simple. It takes under 5 minutes to complete, and each question asks about the patterns that often appear where trust leaks exist. For example, do prospects struggle to understand what you do? Do you find yourself, well, there was a time when clients would refer to what I did as, you just have to experience it. That is not a good marketing USP. So it's like, well, no one can really define it. Are clients unclear what happens after they say yes? Is the runway laid out? Do they know that, okay, I do this and then this and then this? Or is it like I say yes, I take out my credit card and crickets? Okay, so do they understand what's happening next? Do clients feel the need, or do they follow up multiple times for updates? Or do you have a regular cadence? Do they know what's going on? Do they know what to expect when? Do they know where things stand? Do they have a common person or system that they can go to get the updates they want when they want them? And do projects end without a clear next step? Your responses to this diagnostic will generate a trust leak score that reveals where trust might be weakening in your business. You see, these results, they'll fall into four possible ranges. The first, you've got a strong trust foundation. Fantastic. Your systems reinforce clarity and reliability across the client journey. Now, I've never met anyone who had a 100% score. Um, so there's always something that can be tweaked and optimized. Business is a journey. However, strong trust foundation, fantastic. Then there's hidden trust cracks. Small inconsistencies exist that rarely cause complaints, but quietly slow growth momentum. These are the things that a little thing here, a little thing here, a little one over there. And what ends up happening is in the client's mind, consciously or not, there's the disconnect. Things aren't adding up. Wait a minute, things felt really great. Everything felt smooth. And now what I something doesn't feel right. And it's often a feeling. It's not something typically tangible that they can say, oh, it's this. No, it's typically a feeling that they just has them kind of wondering, noodling in the back of their head. Then there's the active trust leaks. These are breakdowns that are affecting parts of the client journey and often require founder intervention to maintain trust. So, what could that look like? That looks like system breakdowns. And when I say system breakdown, it's not like your CRM just went and everything exploded. No, it's did the follow-up go out? Did that link work? Did something happen that you promised? If an update was going to happen, did that go out? When they talked to your VA, did your VA say the same thing that you had already said? Or was it a completely different story? Or were different members of the team on different pages and giving out different bits of information? So active trust leaks are typically more of them in often different categories, but communication and ownership are usually two of the big ones. And then there's the critical trust breakdown. Multiple leaks exist across communication, delivery, client experience, and growth begins to feel unstable. Clients don't come back. They don't re-sign up. They don't sign up to begin with. It's a true crack. It's kind of like when there's an earthquake and you see the little crack, and then all of a sudden it's like, that's where you really have critical trust breakdown. And there you want to go in and do a complete look at everything and say, okay, what's going on? And the reason all of this matters, so many people talk about trust. You want to build client trust, and you do, absolutely. It's critical in any business environment. I think especially today, trust is incredibly important. However, trust is also the invisible infrastructure of your business. So there's all the stuff you do overtly. Yeah, I send a birthday card, I send a follow-up card, I'm nice, I do this, I relate, I build relationships. And there's all the operational stuff on the back end infrastructure. When your trust is strong, decisions happen faster, referrals increase, clients feel confident, your growth compounds, your profits increase. When it leaks, however, your sales cycle slows, clients hesitate, referrals decline, and you end up working harder to compensate. So these differences often come down to small operational details, and that's what we're going to cover in the Trust Leaks Diagnostic. So, if you want to see where trust might be leaking in your own business, take the diagnostic. It's at trustleaks.com. It takes about 5 minutes. It's complimentary. And the results we're going to show you your trust leak score in one of those four ranges we just discussed, what it means, and items that you can think about looking at next based on those questions. If this episode helps you see your business a little bit more clearly, make sure you follow or subscribe to the Trust Leaks podcast so you don't miss any upcoming episodes. Each week, we'll break down the operational patterns that quietly slow growth. We'll show you how to fix them. I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. And remember, you can take the diagnostic at trustleaks.com.